welcome to Life Guidance from Beyond. We're your hosts, Deborah Rogers, holistic occupational therapist, certified trauma specialist, and intuitive healer, and
Jenna Murthy, communications executive by day, and intuitive medium and spiritual coach by night. On our show, we'll be channeling wisdom from beyond to help you tackle the everyday challenges of being human.
So let's explore the wisdom beyond and find new ways to navigate life together. Hi everyone!
Hello!
Welcome to Life Guidance from Beyond. This is
Jenna.
And I'm Deborah. Thank you so much for joining us today.
So, before we started recording, Deb and I were talking about almost a sense of hopelessness that we've both struggled with this week as things in our country continue to change and worry us deeply.
And even a lot of people are feeling anxious, and there's so many clients are coming with anxiety, and there's also a collective anxiety, I think, that we're all picking up as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was telling Deb that I went into my own Akashic Records to see if I could get some guidance on how to manage through this stressful time. And so I'm going to describe to you from my notes what transpired. And it was pretty powerful. So I floated down to a park that I often see in the Akasha when I go. From that vantage point, I could see the tops of mountains. I could see rivers. And for me, the rivers always represent decisions and timelines, potential timelines. And I could see in the distance also one of my guides who appears as a monk. I could see him sitting on top of the hill, which is where I often arrive. I don't typically arrive where I was. The purpose of where I arrived was to show me perspective. And the guides were telling me that by pulling back and up, it allowed me a different view. And that perspective is important for times of overwhelm. We're often mired in the day-to-day and forget to seek a different perspective. And this can help us all in maintaining a sense of calm, especially with the political events right now in America. Yeah. And so to be the observer and to maintain your faith that all will fall into place. Everything happening now politically in the U.S. may seem random, but we're too close to see the puzzle. So the perspective will allow the puzzle come into better focus. And because I am a Capricorn and very practical, my guides know me well. So they said, we have 3 steps.
Let's take them through that. I love that.
To pull back your perspective to help give you a bit of a spiritual break. And so they said the first step is to ground with your feet. And so that would be, they were suggesting to stand with your feet nice and strong. Okay. And then to hit a power pose. Yes, exactly.
My Wonder Woman pose.
Yes. And this is a power stance. And now they said to ask, number 2, is ask for this perspective from your higher self. So go inward in your powerful pose and ask, what is the perspective? Please show me. And then envision a cloud that's sprinkling light rain. And the raindrops are cosmic nuggets of wisdom. And let that absorb into you. And be confident you have the perspective you need.
If people don't know what higher self is, can you explain that?
So I believe the higher self is our soul, that we're tapping into the fullness of our knowingness of our soul. And so when you're tapping into that, it is just so much more powerful and more clear.
What I also did before we started recording is I kind of checked in with our friends, the Pleiadians. They're so kind. I just love them. And what they were saying is this isn't a time for a focus on individuality, which we're so focused on. It's almost like the American way, in a way. It's really a time to focus on coming together and seeing ourselves as a collective. And they also gave an example of Jenna's said in the Akashic Records of like the river. You know, if you're standing in front of a river, you only see that part of the river. But if you step back or even go to the hill, hang out with the monk, you can look down and you might even be able to see the beginning and the end of the river, but you get to see a much broader picture. What they were saying is this is important because so many times we have these cycles in history that repeat itself, and this seems like it's a cycle in history, whether it's American history too, and as well as world history, that is starting to repeat itself. It may not be the exact same cycle, but it's so helpful when you can step back and then you're actually able to have an idea of, oh, this cycle's starting to repeat. You're starting to have more understanding of what's happening, what's perpetuating, what even might be evolving from that.
One of the notes that I took when you were channeling the Pleiadians was, this is not a time to think about individuality. We must think collectively. We are a much larger group when we bind together.
What they were saying is, we're not going to make change if we come together as a group with differing opinions, right? We're going to make change if we come together as a group with understanding what we really want together. And I think that's pretty important.
Yes, we must agree on the change. It's not the time to take cover and hide. Ask, what do you want?
That's right.
And think of yourself as a part of the whole.
And then what the Pleiadians were saying also is, ask yourself these questions. How much do you want to take?
When is your breaking point?
And what is the best for all? And this requires self-reflection. And I think those are really good questions. And good questions for just our experiences in general, even, right? Even like when you're at a job that you don't want to be at anymore, how much do you want to take? When do you know it's time to make that change, too? So maybe I'll do a little channeling. I already channeled the Pleiadians before we started recording, but why don't I go ahead and with the intention of channeling with the angelic realm.
Yay.
Dear ones, my dear children, it is time to use these moments, to use these experiences as opportunities to evolve your souls. Your souls have felt separated for so long. And so now change is taking place that makes you feel desperate. And so through that desperation and that anxiety, come together as one. Come together knowing the truth that you are all whole together. And come together feeling the power of you when you are united, when you are whole, when you are connected to one another. The more people will come together, the more people will begin to, on a soul level even, know what they want on a deep, deep level. The more will be determined what people as a whole want, as well as what they don't want. But the focus is not to be what they don't want, it's to be what they want. And then you become part of the process of creating what you as a whole want. We suggest you do not think of yourself as separate, because that is not how to create change. That is not how to live. For we all affect one another, and experiences such what you are going through in America is affecting everyone, whether good or bad on a level. But this can be a time of great change. This can be a time of great evolution through your revolution. Great evolution as you unite. Some unite through protest, through outrage. Others unite in spirit, if you will. Others unite by spreading words of hope. Others unite by spreading love. No matter what you choose, do it, we ask of you, with the intention of doing it for the highest good of all, and with the intention that you are part of the all. Therefore, the intention must be with great consideration, because it affects not just you, it affects the whole. And this is time to know and to experience the whole, the collective of you. America is not just an island that is separate, where you've often felt safer than other countries, because Right now, America is affecting other countries as they have, but they're also affecting other countries and causing great distress. So do not just think of your whole as the whole of America. Think of your whole as the whole of the world. What will be coming out of your actions and reactions will create a ripple effect with others around the world. Learn to discern what you want to respond to. Learn to ask questions instead of just suddenly react out of fear, anger, or anxiety. And also learn and practice to go into your heart and really understand, feel, and know what love is. That is a very good question. What is love? Because many do not know how to give themselves love. So how can you give others love and create change if you do not know how to start with yourself? So this is also a time for massive self-reflection. What do you want for yourself? And we're asking this void of prejudice, void of judgment, void of negation or separation. What does your soul want? A soul never wants segregation, separation. A soul never wants to lash out at others. If you get those answers, you have not gone deep enough. A soul thrives on love. A soul thrives on connection with all that is. A soul thrives on wisdom. A soul thrives on truth. So we ask of you to go within, seek your truth, seek your wisdom, seek your connection. Seek and discover the light within you so that you can light up. And like sparks around America, sparks around the world, we can all light up and turn the lights on together. We are here to guide you. We are here to help raise you up, just as you are here to help raise each other up. You are not here to bring one another down. You are not here to crush one another. You are here to reach out your hand to one another and hold hands, unite, and to feel that just as you look into someone's eyes, you are looking at yourself. And as that person is looking into your eyes, that person is seeing oneself. It is almost like a great lie that individuality is considered almost like there's a prestige to it. How far can I get? How much money can I get? How can I get here? However, that bypasses, that misses the whole point of being human, the whole point of being on this earth to experience the good and the bad. The truth is, you are all one. You are all here to be together and think of the change and the power for good that can come from uniting as one, acting as one, knowing as one what you want that is in the highest good for all. That is truth. And the wisdom is how to go about doing that. The wisdom is doing it. And if you feel anger, let anger motivate you. But don't let it guide you into hate. Instead, let anger motivate you to do your actions out of love for yourself and others. If there is anxiety, anxiety often comes from not knowing. It often comes from feeling helpless or hopeless. So use that anxiety to find truth. Use that anxiety to seek truth. All of you know truth within yourselves. It's just taking the time to reflect on it, to know yourself inside and out, to go deep beyond your thoughts, beyond your emotions, beyond your responses, reactions, your patterns, your beliefs, to the essence of you that is deep into your cells, in your heart. The truth of you knows. The truth of you knows what to do, knows who you are, knows who we all are, knows that we are all one. It does not matter where you're from. It does not matter your background. It doesn't matter your color, your gender, your race. That is so superficial. Yes, that brings you experiences that help you evolve into who you are. But deep beneath that is the soul essence. Deep beneath all those things, you are all sparks of light that are part of a huge, bigger light. When you come together, you turn this light on. You turn on possibilities unheard of. You turn on possibilities that you don't even imagine And you can't even foresee because you never think that way as a whole. The power that exists within each of you when you come together is unfathomable. And this is such a beautiful time to experience it. Experience the change, the beauty, the love, the togetherness you can create. Stop hurting one another. Stop looking and judging at one another. That is out of fear. Fear is just fear. It's an emotion. You do not have to react to fear. Instead, go underneath that fear and know who you are. That is what is asked of you at this time. That is how you are going to get through this at this time. You are not going to get through this individually. You are going to get through this by supporting each other, raising each other up, being there for each other. All colors, all races, all genders, all nationality. That is part of the purpose that should be coming out of this experience and the experiences that are to come. It is up to you when this is going to happen. How much do you want to be pushed to see and believe who you are and to love one another? Because you can continue to be pushed and pushed and pushed until you have no option but to come together. So the question is, how much do you want to be pushed? Or can you all come together now? Can you look at one another with respect and love and knowing you are connected, even to strangers in the street, even to homeless that sleep in the street, even to your enemies? You are all connected. So the choice, my dear ones, is yours of what you want to gain from this, how far you want to go, and also the power that you want to feel. This isn't power of greed. This is power of union. This is power of love. So we send our blessings to you, and we know these are difficult times. We understand that. But these are also times of experiences where they can be your dark night of your soul, dark night of the soul of your country, dark night of the soul even of the world. But from the dark night of the soul, there is light. You can come out at the other side of that with light. Light up your soul.
Well, that was one powerful message.
Wow. It's like I'm very emotional from it. It's like the feelings from it.
Wow.
So we hope this helps inspire everyone. We know everybody's feeling anxious and helpless and maybe even hopeless, but there's greatness with all of us, especially when we come together with a purpose. The purpose is to come together and rebuild.
Right.
Come together and create something even better for ourselves.
Right. And not thinking of ourselves as individuals, but doing this as one collective. Thinking of others and coming at this from a point of a union, of what we want as a union.
There are beings all around us trying to help us. Our ancestors, our deceased loved ones, the angelic realm, your spirit guides, whatever you believe in, the wise ones from other planets, they're all here to help bring guidance. And our soul. Our soul has the answers. So finding the guidance within as well. So thank you so much for listening. If you liked this, please like us and please subscribe, because the more likes and subscribers we get, the more we get out there, and hopefully the more we can spread inspiration and love and a feeling of hope. Take care, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us on Life Guidance from Beyond. We appreciate your listening. And don't forget to subscribe.